All right, guys, Manchester United have lost, beaten by Arsenal, and the toxic positive fans will spin it and they'll say we played really well. If Garnacho was on side, we would have won. But look, the bigger picture is we're meant to be playing this proactive brand of football against these top teams, and we're meant to be dominating the ball, creating chances, and moving away from like counter-attack only. But you've got Ten Hag saying we want to be the best transitional team in the world, which to me just means sit back, give them the ball and counter-attack. So then all of the people he's buying are all about ball possession, but you want him to counter-attack, and we lack pace. And look, let me just read you through some stats. These are Ten Hag's away games. Brentford 4-0, City 6-3, Villa 3-1, Arsenal 3-2, Liverpool 7-0, Newcastle 2-0, Spurs 2-2, Brighton 1-0, Spurs 2-0, Arsenal 3-1. Bruno Fernandes has been in every one of these games, and it was his idea to make him captain. Bruno Fernandes is an awful player. I don't know what people see in him. Awful. He just erratically sprays the ball, and sometimes he gets away with it because he'll get the goal or the assist, or he'll be able to take the penalty. An incredibly erratic footballer that can't be one of the main centre midfielders and captain for Manchester United where you're meant to be keeping the ball. Now, let's talk about the defence, because obviously we lost the game when Maguire and Evans came on. Evans was relegated with Leicester, and at one point these two were partners at Leicester. That centre-back partnership, Johnny Evans and Maguire, is the worst centre-back partnership in the league. And for that, you can say, oh, well, Ten Hag's got no backing. Awful. He signed Johnny Evans, and what he also did was he put Maguire on the bench twice, giving him hope. And that's why he stayed versus going to West Ham. What he should have done, he sat him in the under-21s for every single game, and then come that deadline day when West Ham was still sniffing around, you'd have got 30 million and you could have bought somebody proper as backup. But he didn't treat him like he should have done to get rid of him. Jose Mourinho put Bastian Schweinsteiger in the under-21s. Ten Hag has put Scott McTominay and Maguire on the bench and now used them both, and as a result they're staying. So that's on him. Haaland Jr. was better when he came on. I think people are trying to think he's going to be the next Haaland. Look, he looked all right. He looked like he had a few touches, a bit more physical. Too early to judge on him. But the main problem here is every away game we get smashed. We let them have the ball. We have no plan. And all the fans will be saying, oh yeah, but that goal was completely onside. And I think it was. I think they were level. And the Arsenal players surrounded the ref instantaneously and made sure that because it was so close in the call, that because they just had their penalty denied, which by the way was correct to be denied, it was a dive, he never got touched. I think they made sure, hey, this is a 50-50, we can give this one to Arsenal. And when Man United eventually conceded, there was a foul in the build-up. Not one of our players went and moaned because they're all just spineless, weak players, and that's why they keep losing. You can blame Ten Hag or the Glazers or whatever, but ultimately it's just the players are shit, and it doesn't mean much more than that. The players are just shit. That's what it is, and I don't know why you have these toxic fans online, toxic positive fans, trying to hype everything up as that it was brilliant. Anthony Martial, right, completely done at this level. Can he not find a kid in the academy that can do a better role than that? He's wasted Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho has just been completely wasted. He got rid of Ronaldo, who can score goals. And look, Ronaldo probably needed to go. He got rid of De Gea. I don't like De Gea. You know me, I had a big agenda against De Gea. But look, when I'm seeing stats online of Twitter about how many passes the new goalkeeper did, Onana, around the back, saying he did more passes than ever compared to like whatever it was, De Gea's first season or some whatever stat it was. Who cares? For the 3 goals, he never even got close to one of them. He basically had 3 shots to save today and he didn't get close to one of them. So he didn't escape with it. Ten Hag spent all his money on Mason Mount, that's injured and struggling to get form. He spent his money on Haaland, which could be good, but for the moment he's injured and he's only just been able to play. And we're now going to have played 5 games before he's even started. And everyone is trying to make out that, oh, it was this really close game, tactical back and forth, and if the goal that we scored should have stood, we'd have won and we'd all be happy. Yeah, maybe the toxic positive fans would have been happy, but I don't see anything there to enjoy when I'm watching that game. I just see us sat back, desperately holding on and trying to nick a counter-attack goal. I'm not sure what we're meant to be doing, to be honest. I really don't get it. You can blame the club, and the club are absolutely terrible. Yes, the club are absolutely terrible, but we look a mile off, say, Spurs, and Spurs have just got a new manager and they've managed to implement their style. The excuses, obviously, from his diehard fans are becoming worse than really the ones that apologised for Ole. The team, if we're being honest, looks shit. We look shit. You can dress it up how you want, but you spent a load of money and the team looks shit. And as well, he's got rid of all the physicality. Højlund's the only slightly physical player. Everyone else is this weak, kind of tippy-tappy player. You can argue Casemiro, but I don't think that was his signing. That was just given to him the panic at the end of the window. But we seem to be just getting rid of all physical aspects of the game. I don't get it. The team picked itself. I don't know. You know, people are saying it's brilliant. It's set the standards. Ten Hag on Sancho. On his performance in training, we didn't select him. You have to reach a certain level every day at Manchester United so you can make yourself available for the selection. So in this game, he wasn't selected. But Maguire, Anthony, and Evans reach the level, and Martial. Come on. He's willing to call out Sancho, but he's not going to call out Evans or Maguire for staying with the club. Evans and McTominay. I'm running out of thoughts for this bloke, to be honest, because I don't see anything. I don't see a brand of football. I don't see a style of football. His signings are very confusing. I thought that game, people are trying to spin it like it was this tactical battle back and forth. We hadn't even spoke about Bruno Fernandes, man. Bruno Fernandes is dire. He's been the main one of all of these losses that I just spoke about. Brentford 4-0, 6-3 City, 3-1 Villa, 3-2 Arsenal, 7-0 Liverpool, 2-0 Newcastle, 2-2 Spurs, 1-0 Brighton, 3-1 Arsenal, 2-0 Spurs. He's been there for every single one of them. And he's ended up captain. I'll just wrap it up because I'm bored of watching this team and talking about them. We had a bit of an issue at 1-1 where maybe the goal should have stood or not, but we also got a dodgy penalty, and we know how the league works. They've tried to rectify it or whatever. They've been surrounded and they've not given the goal. Okay, get over it. It's 1-1. There's still 11 plus minutes. There would have been, plus the extra time, probably about 13 minutes to go get a winner. Instead, we've gone down, and not only have we not won, we've lost, and not only have we not lost, we've then conceded 2 more because the team's spineless, and that comes from the manager. If you're constantly losing every single away game, hello, it's coming from the manager. You can honestly, yes, the Glazers are idiots, mate. They should sell. We should get new owners, but the fans are idiots. You want to know how Milan and, say, teams like Blackpool got rid of their owners? They just said, we're not turning up and we're not giving you any money. And collectively, all the fans did that. Our fans are so fucking stupid that if I decided to not turn up for the game, somebody would take my place and pay anyway, because the fan base is just idiotic. So they're funding the Glazers. The reason the Glazers are still at the club is because of you, the fans, still going, still buying new shirts, still doing toxic positivity on Twitter. We're awful. The manager's not great. And I don't see anything to look forward to this season.